I am super excited because tonight Alana McKinney is leading our Zoom, and we are talking about having a successful social media party. And I know you've done this a few ways, Alana, and I'm just going to turn this completely over to you. And I want you to guide it and just share all of your knowledge. If you've got a question, just pop in, or we can hold the questions till the end. It's completely up to you guys. But we are excited to learn from you today, Alana. You know, the next time we get together, I would also love to have you to train on how you've managed to create such an amazing client base with all your friends and family who are out of town. So I think that would definitely be, unless you feel like hitting on that tonight, or do you feel like that could be a completely separate Zoom?
Um, I think it could be a completely separate Zoom, but let's play it by ear, see how long this takes. I assume that it's pretty straightforward to me, but it might not be to other people. So, if it takes all 30 to 45 minutes for us to go over the social media, Facebook, whatever experiences, then we will leave it to another day. But for right now, we'll just play it by ear.
That sounds perfect. All right. Well, you have the floor. Take it away. Thank you so much, Alana.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Christy, for trusting me and allowing me to do this. I feel very humbled and honored and maybe a little bit nervous, but that's okay. Okay. So first and foremost, I really think obviously we know that social media seems to be here to stay. And I, for one, would say that I'm grateful for it because I have moved here, there, and everywhere in my adult life. So really being able to stay in touch with people, Facebook and Instagram have really been my rock for reigniting friendships and just being able to see those people that I really adored back in the day, and we just lost touch through 8 million moves. And I really wanted to start off by saying, because why I decided to really research and try to do this. Obviously, I have been here in the Birmingham, Alabama area for 5 years now. But it took me a really long time to really start to build a friendship base and get girlfriends. And really most of my girlfriends are in Mary Kay. So other than going out and lead generating, I was really struggling to build my business. Obviously, we all need to go out and meet new people, but I was struggling to build my business off the back of cold leads, right? If you haven't met them, it's hit or miss. And it's part of the business. Sometimes we can do really great with it. Some of us are a lot more natural with it, in building that client base from that. But I started to realize that I had a lot of good relationships with people from grad school, from back home, that I was leaving untapped because they know me, they trust me. I might buy from them in their companies, and they might buy from me and my company. And why not just explore that? I'm constantly saying, somebody says, "Oh, I love that dress. Oh, girl, okay, let me put you in her group. Oh, I love your nails. Okay, girl, let me put you in that group." And I was like, wait a second, I need to do the same thing for myself. So I really I have my best reorder business is from people that live in Indiana, Illinois, Michigan. I'm not getting up there for a beauty experience anytime soon. So I needed to figure out different ways, and I am so thankful that my friends were willing to be my, I know you don't like this word or phrase, Christy, guinea pigs, but they were willing to be that for me in testing out just new and alternative ways for me to grow my client base and for them to share their love of their products, because they do love their products. I am so thankful that they do, because they really keep my business going some days. So I guess with that, I'm really just going to start with like the first kind that I did. And you guys, what you can do is you can take this and run with it. You can take both different ideas and see what works best for you. Play around with it, especially if you have people that are far away, or if you can't get out of the house for some reason. I think it could be very beneficial. There are two very different styles. And I think that for the first one that I'll show you, it would definitely need to go with people that you already like really truly have a connection with in order to have that be successful, because it requires a bit of work on their part. And, you know, you got to have that relationship for them to be willing to put in the work. So what I'm going to do is figure out how to share my screen. I think I know how to do it. So we're going to find out, right? Maybe. Maybe not. Sorry, I don't play on here much, so. And I might need to have Christy come back and tell me how to do it. How do I share my screen, Christy?
So Dan, put your mouse at the bottom of your screen. Do you see the share button?
Yes.
Okay, click on that, and it's going to open up all of the screens that you have open, and you just the one you want.
Okay, fantastic. So hopefully, I think this is the one that I want to share right now. Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to try and make this so it's a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. So this is something that I just started going down the Google rabbit hole, guys. So that way I could just find new alternative ways. So basically what the first type that I tried with was I decided I was going to create a group called Virtual Beauty Experience. And what it was like, I'm sure if you guys are on Facebook at all, you have been in the groups where they just like post things back to back and you sort of have to interact with them. So this is the idea behind that. So there's approximately about 5 minutes between posts. By the way, I didn't know that you could like schedule posts before I did this. So that was a little bit of work. I would totally do it differently because you can totally schedule Facebook posts now. But this is literally like you don't want them to navigate away from the page. You want to try and embed videos where they can see them there. And like in this Word document that I have, I can 100% share it to either the Dream Team page or just email it to you guys. I went in and put in all of the different links that I use, so that way it's available. And it's product videos. It's like the hype videos. I don't know if you guys follow Mary Kay on YouTube, but they have some really wonderful videos about our products. And that's basically what I did. So basically, what I try to do is I try to coach my hostess in making sure that she's on when I'm doing this. Like, obviously, maybe people won't be able to always get on at the same time, but she can really talk her guests into being on there so that way they can interact with each of the posts that I make. So what I do, there is like scripts here, which is really like creating an event. I created I think one time I created an event, and the second time I created just like a closed group page because it made it a little bit easier. I think that was around the time that Facebook was really like locking down on what kind of events you could do as well. So it was a fun experiment. So basically, like, what happens is I just go ahead and really copy and paste a lot of these things in. Like, for the most part, I've only done them a couple times. So they're some of my very first live Mary Kay Facebook parties. And I have tons of prizes that I give away during them, free samples, and all different kinds of stuff. And the great thing is that in this Word document, it gives you ideas for what you can give away, like a cream eyeshadow, or mini replenishing serum plus C, or mini microdermabrasion plus set, those kinds of things. So they're not like too much out of pocket. Some of them are section 1, so that's super helpful especially if they fall in love with it, which a lot of times they do. So that was it. It just really gives you every step of the way. So it gives you what you can send out to their guests, and how they can know what they're getting out of it. I have an event banner that I have used in the past. This is not necessarily the one that I would use now. I think I have a brand new one. When I pull up my Facebook page, I will show that to you guys. That includes the 3D rather than the old time-wise set. So I give them a script that they can send via private message to the people. I really try to stress that they do private messaging one by one, because I don't know about you guys, but every once in a while a group message really gets annoying. So one by one, and one by one is the best way. If they can even text it to some people who really don't like Facebook Messenger, that's even better and guarantees a lot more potential for people being interested. And literally there are multiple different scripts here, like, hey lady, I'm trying something new with Mary Kay and I would love your support. If you're not working Sunday, come to my virtual Mary Kay party and invite a few friends. My consultant is going to chat about products I love and give away some products. And like multiple different versions of that, whichever one might feel a little bit more you, or just whatever feels good to you. And you can always play with those a little bit as well. But those ones are ones that I have used. They do work. There's also like this way that you can track the drawings, like for people like whoever comments the most, or like if you get enough comments on there, you can pick a random winner from it, and there's this random number generator that'll pick a number for you, so that way like nobody feels that anybody has been left out. So there's that as well. And then it literally walks you through here about like, what is your first post? What is the point of it? Like, the first post is to get guests engaged and excited even before the official party. Like, you post an explanation of it so they know what to expect. Sorry, my cats might be hissing in the back. So it goes through the first post, and like a couple days before, this is what you want to do as people are coming into that event or coming into that closed group. Then that's where they can sort of see what it is that this is all about. So what I didn't do with this, like it says, if you like what you see, you can let me know, or we can meet up. Like, the likelihood of us meeting up is probably slim, because I'm mostly doing this with people 5 states away. Or I can send you a complimentary facial in a bag. I did not do that for this one. Nobody really asked for that, but they did sort of just like go based off of comments being made videos being shown, and my hostess really talking up a lot of the products. So I guess that was a win for me. They didn't even want to try before they bought, but it worked out. So there are, I did go on and like create a video. I went live in there and I did like what they can expect. And like every time people comment, they're in this drawing in order to win some free product. So that's a big thing. We all know that the more we go live, the more they see who we are, the better connection we can make. So there was that. Here I have a couple of different just sort of teaser videos as well about like, this is a little bit about the Discover What You Love, about the opportunity, a little bit about our founder. And then with this video, it was like the 3D was still really brand new. So, and it was just like one of those, look at this amazing product. And I would just really like the video. So I posted it in there because I was really, really excited about 3D. And I mean, you can always go through, look at these different links, see what ones you like, to see what ones you want to post. You can also find some of your own. It gives you a way that you can shorten up your, up in the explanation, it gives you a way, like a website that'll go and shorten up the links. So that way they aren't like a mile long for you to post. So a big thing that there's like different topic posts, there's different prize posts, there's like what kind of different prizes should you give out. A lot of times ask those people who are going to attend, who are going to play, like do they want a firming eye cream, or would it be just the 3D eye cream, or do they want like makeup, like eyeliner, or a cream eye color? What different kinds of things are they looking for as prizes? Because I mean, we are in this business to serve others, so we should definitely give them something that they're interested in, right? So after that, big one is just sort of like keeping interest, making sure that we are like continuing to engage. Like, I'm so excited for this to come up, like T-3 hours until party time. I did not put one of my photos into this little script thing here, but I have used a couple of different photos so that like if one person is attending another person's, then they don't feel like I've just completely like copied and pasted everything over. I do that, you know, the day before the event, just like the morning of the event, an hour out from the event, and 10 minutes out, like keeping people engaged, because we all have really short attention spans. So we want to remind them that something's coming up. I mean, we noticed that Christy was like, hey, we have some online training a couple days ago, and then again this morning, and then again like an hour ago. Like, we got to keep everybody's attention and remind them of things. I had something that I was supposed to do by 4 today, and I didn't set myself a reminder, and I very nearly forgot. It was 3:59. I went, oh crap, I need to do this. So we need to remind everybody if we want them to be engaged too. And really, there are 12 different posts. I wish I would have known about scheduling Facebook posts when I did this, because it was like a lot of going back and forth from this script to literally copy and paste every 5 minutes. And I had a really super slow computer at that time, which made it so much fun trying to get everything to work within that 5-minute time frame, because you don't want people to get bored either. You want to give them time to process, but not too much time to be like, okay, let me go Google something. So literally there are just different posts. So it's a lot of them continue to have reminders about like, hey, every time you post a response or a question, you're going to get entered. You're going to tell them to and remind them to refresh the page so that way they always see the newest posts as they appear. First of the very first post is really all about like, who are you? Why are you doing this? Why did they come to this? Who are they supporting by doing this? And also for me to get to know them or you to get to know them, it's sort of like one of those, hey, tell me where you're from, what got you in here kind of thing. Second post is really like thanking them and for sharing who they are. And that's when I go ahead and I start posting a product. Very first one, satin hands, a little bit like if we were going through regular beauty experience, we start with satin hands. And then another one, the next one is really starting to talk about the different skincare lines that we have. At that point, it was the 3D had just launched, and the botanicals was, I think, brand new. The men's skincare line, Time Wise Repair, those were the ones that I went ahead and put those really wonderful Mary Kay teaser videos out about. So I went ahead and posted, like, the main one was Time Wise 3D because that's the one that's most applicable to everybody. That's the one that we use the most for demo. So that was like the main video. And then in the comment section, I had information about the other one. So I wasn't blowing up their Facebook feed with which one do I go to? They could just scroll through the comments and check it out. And here again are links, clear proof as well. So there are links for the teaser videos that you can put in the comments. And then I do, like, as they're sort of going through and trying to figure that out, I go ahead and do a first drawing for all of the people who have commented so far. And then this one was all about the Skin Vigorate brush. Post number 4 was all about the Skin Vigorate brush, which you could easily do into the Sonic Skin Invigorate brush. It's very easy, and it has even better teaser video now because it's got that really cool massage head that I absolutely love. I will have to go in and find that new video so that way we can edit that. It's been a little while since I used this one, so I haven't updated it. Post number 5 is all about the microdermabrasion set because I don't know about you guys, but that was like the main thing that I first tried the first time I had any kind of Mary Kay experience, microdermabrasion. And it is classic. It is loved. It is like no other company really has what we have with that. So I always make sure that that is the biggest thing. I do talk a little bit about the charcoal masks and other things, but that's more of like little comments here and there. And if people talk to me about certain needs, but other than that, I stick with microdermabrasion. Post 6 is all about, finishing out skincare. And really, as we all know, the final step in skincare is actually foundation. So that way we can finalize the protection of our skin. And just giving little facts about that. So the CC cream, having a video about that because that's the easiest one to try and match from afar as well. So that's the one that I really boost with that. And then now with the next one would really just be a lot about trying to gain referrals. I didn't have a whole lot of success with this particular part, and I think I would probably go in and take a look and see how I could tweak the script with it to make it work a little bit better. And in order to get referrals, in order to continue to do this type of thing. And really, you'd also probably have to have a lot of buy-in from your hostess. So it all depends on that relationship you have with her. The next one is another drawing, especially for people like who have actually gone ahead and done this little referral part. That's when I would do another drawing. If I didn't get a whole lot of participation in that, I might have skipped that drawing. It sort of depended. Post number 8 is a video about the cream eyeshadows, because those are really super wonderful for anybody who's on the go. I actually, like, when I need to get ready real quick, I still rely on my cream eyeshadows. When I'm getting ready for work, cream eyeshadow is the most likely thing to go on my eyes, because I can just do like quick swipe and go. Post 9 is where we are starting to talk about the specials, the beauty experience specials. So that I would, in theory, go ahead and pull up our beauty experience specials, post that, have that available as a JPEG, so that way they could see it clearly, as a photo rather than a PDF that they'd have to open and navigate away. We don't want to do that. So, and I go over it just like I do in a beauty experience. Post 10 is really like making sure that they can have a lookbook, giving a link to the e-catalog, or to my website, where they can shop, because there were some individuals who were just like, okay, I was here to support, but I do know what I want, so I'm just ready. Let's go. Post 11 is talking about how, like, what my hostess specials are, for if they wanted to do the same type of thing. Then another drawing for like the firming eye cream, because that was a huge hit. And then post 12 was really all about like thanking them, and really just making sure that they know that I'm available for any questions. They can private message me. They can put them into that little group, or whatever, and we can finalize anything that they want. So it's really like, it's pretty intense getting into it, because you really definitely have to pay attention, refresh your own browser as well, and make sure that you're keeping up with all of the comments. So that was my very first Facebook Live experience. Now, I did have like, it was a $400 party, I think, off of that, with just about 4 or 5 participants. So really, all in all, not bad. And 3 or 4 of the participants I'd never met before. They had only ever seen me in that video, in that teaser video that I did explaining who I was. So it was really through the relationship that I had with the original hostesses that went really super well. I have kept in touch with all of those customers. Thankfully, they do continue to reorder. And they are just really amazing. And I'm so glad that I did that. It was just really amazing. The other one is, it really probably will be a lot easier for me to go over, and a lot less detailed information. So,
Alana?
Yes.
Before you go to the next one, I just have a couple of questions. And if anybody else has any questions about this one before we go to the next one. So how did you had a $400 party from this? That's really amazing. Like, that is wildly successful. I will say that. You obviously had the hostesses buy-in on this. Like, she was super excited about that. How did you cultivate that?
So really what started it was, so this is my very first one, the one that was $400. I had another one that was about $200 or $300. They were girls from grad school that I had just reached out to, and this will bleed into a different training with cultivating my outside, out-of-state customers. It was just really like reaching out. I'll skip over how I did it and why I did it. But once they found out I was a Mary Kay consultant, they wanted to try things. I sent a lot of samples in order to cultivate that. I figured out it was come hell or high water. I have had so many of these different little jars that I have sent out over the last couple of years of samples. If I can peel it apart and squeeze it into there, I'm gonna, so people can try stuff. I did it with satin hands. I figured it out.
Awesome. Yes.
Huh?
I totally think we need to have a separate training on how you cultivated that and created that amazing customer base with all of your out-of-town friends and family. So we definitely need that training too.
Yes, and I'll love to talk about that because that was so out of my comfort zone, but it really changed my entire business. But I guess the one last thing I want to say about that is really I offered an amazing hostess program to include her buy-in. Like if we are not spoiling our hostesses, we are losing out so much. So I was really afraid to do that because I mean, I came into this business to make some money. So by not making money, by giving her a 50% discount, it was like, but I need that money, right? So very uncomfortable, but it was totally worth it. It paid for itself. It paid off. So yeah, it was just like, I had to get over it. So the next thing I am going to pull up is, okay. I'm going to need to figure out whether or not I can show you guys my Facebook party. I might be able to once I go through this. So basically what I did was when it came to this second type of experience, it was more of a live experience. One of my customers, I said, hey, I want to try something really brand new. And I asked her to refer her friends into a Facebook Live virtual beauty experience. And if she got 5 people to watch, I would give her 50%. And then like if it was 4, it was 40%. If it was 3, it was 30%, and so on and so forth. And she was like, oh my goodness, this is perfect because I've been wanting to buy something. I was like, yay, good. So take a look at when your people are due for their reorders. It might be a good time to hit them up for it. So basically what I did with this was I took a completely different approach. And I sent them a facial in the bag. So that way they could, really just like be able to sit there and try everything at my instruction, run it like a beauty experience. And they could try everything that I wanted them to. That way they could fall in love with it. So I developed what you see here is just like a little thing that I put into their package. I went on to In Touch. I ordered the skincare samples, the microdermabrasion samples, the foundation primer samples. This was just before they launched the charcoal mask and moisture renewing gel mask. I wish I would have had those. That would have been so awesome to send those out just as like supplements, because what I did was I focused on the Time Waste 3D set in those really cute little pink things.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Hold on a second. My husband's leaving for work, so I got to kiss him. Bye-bye. I love you too. Have a good night. Be safe.
Always.
All right. Sorry. So I got those really beautiful samples from the company. It is a little bit of cost out front, but it, again, like I said, like really like making sure that I was spoiling my hostesses and having them have buy-in really helped with that. I also sent all of this facial in a bag to my hostess, even though she probably already uses it. She really felt involved in it. And I never got to have a beauty experience with her because she's lived in Michigan this whole time. So she bought the products based off of a 20-minute conversation because she was searching for something. She's like, okay, I trust you. Let's try it. So that was pretty awesome. I see a little one in the corner. So what I did was I just put together this little thing like what to expect. I tried to put a little bit of humor in there, like, please don't try these products ahead of time. I really want to go through this with you. And it's sort of funny because it's like the next point I'm going to make is like, don't touch that red button kind of feeling, but please wait to open the envelope. And what that envelope was it included the beauty experience specials, like a lot of times when we do the beauty experience specials, we have the team building, the opportunity on the back, the starter kit information. So that's what I stuffed in that envelope. And I was like, please, just like, I don't want you to overwhelm yourself with too much information. Just leave it until I tell you to do it when we're in the live or when you watch it afterwards. So this is just something really cute that I sent them, and it explained what they should have gotten in their little packet and why I'm doing this, and the fact that, you know, they are helping a small businesswoman support her family. So just like a little extra personal touch, and a thank you for doing that. So the next thing that I'm going to pull up is actually, I think you guys can still see this, right? Can you see this virtual beauty experience? Or do you still see a Word document?
It's still a Word document.
Okay, let me see. There we go. Haha. Okay. Now, that's Facebook, right?
Yes.
Yay. Okay, so this is where I came in, and I really just like, I'll take you all the way down to the bottom, and I will share with you guys what scripts I use to like say, hey, basically I'll share that with you guys separately because I don't want to give you like too much detail and drive you nuts. But I really just reached out and shared my heart and said, you are one of my best customers and I want to spoil you rotten. And I was hoping that you could help me build my business because I realized that you purchase your skincare products for me and you let me be your beauty guru, but I was wondering if you would share some of your friends with me in order to build my business. I don't want to leave any stone unturned. And I had this one particular individual is like really wrap this out, but I did offer it to a few other people, which is why you see like a whole bunch of different members. And they are like, what I'll do is when I get ready to do my next one is I'll take out most of these individuals. So that way I'm not constantly blowing up their, and I tell them that I'm not going to blow up their Facebook with posts from this all the time, every single month. If they want to be back in it, I will put them right back in. If they want to earn hostess credit, I will put them right back in and send them the same stuff. So I just went through and really like did a welcome post, saying a beautiful friend of yours wanted you to experience some of the delights of Mary Kay has amazing products. So, and just fluffy stuff. And then what I did was like posted, to get the hostesses to invite their people in. Obviously the girls that said, yeah, I'll try this. They were the first ones added into the group. And then here's like the little invitation, make it look pretty. And then I used a little script right here for them to use with their people. I advised them to go ahead and, reach out individually. One of my best customer, my best participant in this, actually, she just went ahead and said, she went ahead and just posted this onto her page because on here it says, if you don't already have a Mary Kay consultant, let me add you to our group. So it's just sort of like, obviously we don't want somebody who has a Mary Kay consultant. So some people were like, yeah, sure, I'll try. And the people who had a Mary Kay consultant were like, okay. Plus I know a lot of her friends and those ones who already have a consultant. So I would have probably caught it. Then what I went from was just like, making sure that they knew that they needed to invite people. And then I also made a post about like letting people know that I was going to be reaching out via Messenger, because what I did in Messenger was pre-profile them. The same things. What type of skin do you have? What are your major concerns? If you could change one thing, what would it be? And those kinds of things. How old are you? So maybe if you have more of the older set, maybe you want a demo or repair line rather than the 3D. So just like those kind of things that really help us to get at what their concerns are, because again, we are still serving them. We want to send them stuff that they're more likely to use, more likely to find that are helpful to them, and just play it by ear. Then because I did this, I knew I was going to do a live at the end of the month, like right around the middle of the month. I gave people plenty of time for stuff, for me to send out information, for people to get people invited in. And then I asked them what works better. Like I only put in there what times I was available, but I said, okay, do you want like a Sunday evening, a Friday evening, a Saturday morning, a Saturday evening, a weekday evening? And I really went based off of who had the most votes, whatever worked, because those were the openings in my schedule that I could do. So that's what I did. Also, the great thing is, I don't know if you can see that, but I really love that little GIF. So I gave a little post that like a week ahead of time, I needed them to make sure that I could get a hold of everybody so that way I could send out the products and for them to get it by that Sunday evening. Then, an event for the group, when I was sending the packages out to people, I think this was maybe like the day before. What should they have? A mirror, maybe, like one of their compacts. Maybe they should have a couple wet washcloths available to them. Then I was just like little teaser things to keep them excited and keep them involved. When I sent out all of my packages, they were like, they thought it was really cute. And then what I did was I went live and I walked through it with them. So like in a beauty experience, we are normally sitting there telling them what to do. And after talking with one of my close friends about it, she was like, Alana, people, like, if they haven't been to one of these before, they don't really know, like, how much should I use? What exactly do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean up and out, or that kind of thing? So I decided on the spur of the moment that I was going to come on barefaced and walk through the beauty experience with them. So that is exactly what I did. I walked through. I said, this is the amount you need to squirt. See, and that kind of thing. And I had my flip chart like up in a corner, and I just rolled through that flip chart like a beauty experience all through that. And obviously like answering questions as people were posting them, because I did have a few people be live asking questions and just saying, oh my goodness, I never knew that. Like, my hostess that brought in the most participants, she's had the microdermabrasion forever, like for the last year and a half. And she never realized that she could take it into the shower. She'd never really thought about it. And I was like, I love this because I can just go ahead and keep this in the shower and gets all those dang crystals off, because like I hate finding crystals later. And she's like, oh, you just changed my life. And she just ordered more. So it was just like really cool to have that involvement. And I felt like this one was a lot more personable. They could really see me. I've made some really good relationships out of this. And I actually have like gotten some interest in, team building with them as well as sales. I did about $400 in sales with this as well. So.
Alana, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I have another quick question. Was this just one hostess, or did you have multiple hostesses on?
So what ended up happening was I'll just sort of scroll over them right here. So like this was my main hostess, but I did have this girl who I told her she could have the hostess program. And then there was another girl that you can't see in here. But like I offered it. They're all in there. I sent all of them, even if they didn't invite anybody in, I wanted them to see what I was doing, because they were like, well, I don't know, because especially this girl and that other girl had done the previous one for me. They're like, I don't know if this will be different from the one we did. I don't know if I can get more people interested. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to send this to you. Go ahead, please participate with me so you can see the difference. But this was the girl who got, I sent out 5 packages. 4 people ended up actually participating. So all she needed to do was have the people watch it and check in with me at the end. They didn't have to purchase anything, but if they did, great. But if they didn't, then as long as they participated and like showed me, yes, I use this, I got to follow up with them, like with those closing questions we do at the end of any beauty experience. I asked them those questions, and as long as they did that, we're good. She gets that percentage from that person checking in with me. So, and that really allowed for her to be like, okay, I know how to do this. I know how to get people to have more buy-in. She has a really successful Facebook business, like with her clothes. So like she is, I know that like, she's like, I'm so excited. It might be a little bit before I do another one, but I'm so excited to invite so many more people. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And the other girls are like, oh, this is so awesome. You know, this is so much different. And I really got to see like all the different ways that like how much product I should use. And it was just a much more interactive and more connecting experience that I found. So that is the gist of the live virtual experience. I was, I recorded it and posted it, obviously, because we can still see it here. And just, reminders for people to just check in with me, no purchase required. And I think like really making sure that they knew that they didn't have to purchase anything, but that it was available. They got to try it. They know what they fell in love with. They know what gifts they want to get their family. That was really helpful. So that's the gist of my online parties.
That is amazing, Alana. You know what? I think I didn't even realize that you had multiple $400 parties on your Facebook. And so that is amazing. I know you put a lot of effort into this. It didn't just happen. And obviously, like you said earlier, this isn't something that you're going to do to replace your beauty experiences, but most of us have friends and family who are not local to us. And this is a great option for growing your business when you're spread out, like most of us are in this area.
And I just really like, that's a key point. I'm never going to use it to replace my face-to-face beauty experiences, because nothing beats the connections that I've made being live in front of somebody. But I was leaving a wealth of, or maybe I'm using the wrong word, but I was leaving a whole area untapped, that like we need to have all of these different lead generating ways to have a successful business. And this is what I can do from my house. That is really wonderful. I really like that, because I was like, I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to spend an extra hour on the road to go somewhere. I can kiss my husband goodnight. So even like, okay, hold on, like I'm real. Let me go kiss my husband goodnight. So like it just, I knew I needed to tap into those relationships that I already have outside of Mary Kay, with people who love Mary Kay. So that was it.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. So what questions do y'all have for Alana? Any questions? Pretty straightforward. Kia's got a question.
Hey.
Hi.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So do you have success as far as sharing the opportunity with people that you have the virtual experience with? What's that like?
Okay, so, I went through, actually lately I've been better at closing online than I have been in person. So I have not yet added team members. However, when I went through closing, as it should be done, like, let's close the sale. It was, how does your skin feel? What did you think about the products? What did you learn tonight? Was there anything that you fell in love with that you want to have show up on your door soon? And so closing the sale, and then, letting her know that I do have plans to do another virtual beauty experience. This is the time frame. This is what you get for having it. Let me know if you're interested, and I'll keep you in the loop for that. That is slightly different from like a regular booking a second beauty experience. But then when I went through and I said, this might not be something for you, but it really helps me to know how to follow up with you. And I asked them, like, on a scale of 1 to 4, 1 being, never in a million years, and 4 being sign me up today. What is your interest level in the business opportunity from what I shared with you today? And I had 2 4s. Although like they had caveats. They said, "For, however." So they had a lot of life going on. One of them had literally just had a baby the week before. And the other one has been going through some severe medical issues. So I'm just continuing to layer them. I am friends with them on Facebook. All of my really fun Mary Kay experiences, they get to see. They are in my VIP group, so they can know how that can be successful. So I'm just continuing to layer them, and probably in the next couple months, they're gonna, Christy's gonna remind me, I'm sure, that I need what's going on with them. Now that life, like, they had some serious like things that I was not going to be like, oh girl, we can work through that. I was not going to be that person. So, but they were 4s with caveats. So, I mean, I really think that, they're going to come on as I am finishing up DIQ. Yes. So I think it was very super successful, and having it that way, really, like, they got to hear why I love it. They heard my eye story. They saw me tear up when I talk about my fertility issues. They really connected with me on that. And I think that like, just being live in front of them really helped on that live where I did it with them experience. Any other questions? Ooh.
Gracie, you need to, Gracie?
Need to unmute.
Gracie, can you unmute yourself?
Okay.
Yay! Okay.
Yeah. Well, being that I wasn't, born with or raised with computers and stuff, I'm learning, and I find it to be very frustrating with Facebook, because it's like, well, how do I post a video? Stuff like that. I'm like, well, I don't know. I guess I can do a little research to find out how to do it, because I was trying to repost something that Brianna had with the lipsticks and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it took me forever to try to figure it out. And I'm not even sure what I did,
I completely understand. And you know what, Gracie, what I can do is I can add you into my virtual beauty experience. And any of you, if you want to hop in there. Sure. I'm not doing anything right now, because come to find out, like, at the end of August, beginning of September, Labor Day, everybody's like, I don't know. So I'm going to try it again for next month. When there's like, Halloween is not going to be something that they're all going to be like, I don't know about. So
I wonder if you can do a holiday open house with your people.
I probably can. Yes, thank you. So I'm definitely going to tap into that as well. And I can show off all the little gifts that I can wrap up for them and pop them in the mail. I had a couple of those same girls that that they bought for my 12 days of Christmas, and my little cute little presents that I wrapped up and stuff. I sent a couple to New York for a couple girls. So they're like, I want this for my mom. Wrap it up and send it. Okay, done. But yes, and Gracie, really, if you have any questions, what I can do is we can sit down and figure out a time where like we can walk through. We can be on Zoom and, you know, we can share each other's screens so you can see that kind of stuff. Okay.
Okay, that's great because I want to try to increase my presence. You know, I did create with Christy helped me create a private page. You know, and it keeps saying, well, we haven't heard from you. And I'm like, well, what do I say? You know, I'm like kind of afraid to find, you know, what to say. You know, I'm like,
girl, let me add you into my VIP group because I don't post in there probably as often as I should. I used to be really, really good at it. But you can see like steal my posts. That's what all of my team members do. They're like, oh, sweet, I want to post something here. And I see it like 5 seconds later in their VIP group. I'm like, hey, girl, that's what it's for. Steal away.
well, I know one job I used to have to write stuff. And, well, we learned in the beginning had to do with like international security, and we would have to write different things. Mm-hmm. Go back in old cases, and they would like plagiarize. We would take each other's stuff and, you know, and reuse it, you know, so it fit the case. So
definitely. But yeah, I mean, and if there's ever a time where you're like, if you see something in my VIP group and you're like, okay, I want to use that. How can I share it? You know, add me into yours and I can go ahead and post it until we are able to sit down and figure it out.
Okay. So. That's great.
Hey, I don't mind helping a sister consultant out. That's what I love about our business.
That's right, yeah.
I love our knowledge and our love and how we've been successful. Any other questions?
One thing that I was going to remind you guys of, there is a digital assets area on Mary Kay In Touch with tons of JPEGs, beautifully situated pictures of our products that just makes them look so inviting and delicious. So,
and phrases that you should put with them.
Yes.
Okay. A question I do have is that when you send stuff to people, I guess they'll order it through your website.
So they well, what I did was I went ahead and put in all the orders manually and then like send them invoice through ProPay.
Invoice and ProPay, okay.
And also I will tell you guys, if you don't use Pirate Ship to send out products, you are wasting money going to the post office and gas and postage. Pirate Ship, this is like $10 on Amazon. It is a little kitchen digital scale, and I use like these things. I got like 50 of them for $10, and this is like I weigh them and I print out all my labels on 4x6 labels via my printer.
Printer? What do you mean? You mean like postage?
Yeah. So like Pirate Ship is like the cheaper version of USPS.
Oh, because I know I went to send some stuff out a few days ago, and I saw the scale and you know, the stuff where you could do it, you know, from your house.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I didn't, you know, I was just wondering about that because
like I think the Postal Service has like this stamps.com that you can do that. Pirate Ship is cheaper.
Okay.
So if you need help or information on that, me and Christy uses it too. We both sort of played around with it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So both of us can help you.
Okay.
Okay, you guys, thank you so much. Did y'all learn something new tonight?
Yes, a lot.
Me too. And would you like a follow-up with Alana on how to build your audience for out-of-town friends and family? I think that'll be
Yay!
Okay.
so. All right, Alana and I will work on scheduling that, and we will keep you posted. So thank you so much for your time tonight, Alana.
Thank you guys. I appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
And let me know if you have any questions.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a great evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye.